All right, guys. So, one of the questions I get all the time is, what kind of smoker do I use for my barbecue restaurant, barbecue catering, barbecue pop-up business? And this is the main smoker that I currently use. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is I am going to show you guys a little bit around the smoker, tell you a little bit about it, the brand, everything like that, the quality, the structure of it. And then I'm also going to really elaborate on, can you start a barbecue catering business or pop-up business with a backyard cooker, with a backyard smoker, or do you need to go spend money on a 250-gallon smoker, a 500-gallon smoker, a 1,000-gallon smoker? Do you need a big old trailer? All that good stuff we're going to talk about in this video. Okay, so just taking a look around what I'm currently using. I bought this smoker probably 9, 10 months ago, okay, maybe 12 months ago. And I bought it from Academy Sports and Outdoors. That's who we have here in Texas for our sporting goods stores. Some people around the country might have Dick's, might have other sporting goods stores, Cabela's, things like that. But we have Academy Sports and Outdoors, a popular one in the Houston area. Okay, so what this is a old country barbecue pits by Brazos. And the reason I purchased this smoker about 12 months ago was because I was really getting into smoking meats, getting into barbecue for myself in the backyard at that time. And I really wanted a good quality smoker without breaking the bank, and something that I could really learn on, get a lot of good sessions out of. And I didn't want to go super cheap, but I also didn't want to throw a bunch of money at it because I wasn't really sure how far I was going to take this thing. And so what I did is I got the Brazos Old Country Pits from Academy Sports and Outdoors. The reason I went with this one is the price point was about $500. Okay, so it wasn't as cheap as the Oklahoma Joe's or some of those other options out there, but it wasn't super expensive. These things can get massively expensive. And one of the big reasons I went with this was because of the quality of the metal. Okay, this thing is solid. These are handmade, handcrafted in Mexico, and these things are solid. Let me tell you, I'm not sure exactly the thickness of the wood. I can figure that out. However, I felt like this had a good enough cooking space, okay, and a big enough firebox. Burn on this thing, and I apologize, it's absolutely filthy. I've done a couple cuts of this. It needs a really good clean before I use it next. But I felt like this was a good starter beginner smoker to use and to learn how to smoke meats on. It's got these big wagon wheels on it. It weighs about 225 pounds. So if you're, kind of a big, strong guy like me, you can definitely move it around just yourself. Or if you're not even that big, but you're in the back, move it from one spot or another, it's definitely doable to do that. Now, like I mentioned, a lot of those cheaper smokers, the metal is very thin. And the problem with that is, number one, durability, number two, heat retention. You got a very thin metal, you're not going to retain heat very well. And the metal that they use on this is just thick enough to where it will retain heat pretty well. Now, is it going to retain heat like a 5,000, a 10,000, $15,000, $25,000 smoker? No, of course not. It's not that thick of metal, but it is constructed very well. Okay, and there's certain little things you can do to modify these a little bit to make them run even smoother, like extending the smokestack up, or sealing the edges around the cooking chamber, which I've done. So certain little things like that you can do to enhance the smoker. So, do I recommend starting your pop-up business or your catering barbecue business with a backyard cooker like this? Yes. Here's the reason. Number one, I did it, so I know it could be done. Okay. So much so that now I'm moving into the restaurant space. I'm still using this along with another smoker by the same brand, a vertical smoker, which I may show you later in this video. Starting out while I'm getting a much bigger pit built. Okay. Now, I would say yes, start out with something like this because typically at the beginning, you're not 100% sure if this is something you're going to do long term. You don't know how serious you're going to be. So you don't want to put out a massive investment in one of these ginormous trailer smokers, and then have all that cash and capital tied up in it, and you're not even sure how serious you are about this thing. Okay. Number two, you can get a good product out of these smokers, a really good product. Okay. Now, are you going to have to do your research? Are you going to have to practice and learn the cooker and what its weaknesses and flaws are? Yes, you will definitely have to do that. And it is going to be a little bit more challenging than if you had a bigger cooker, more expensive cooker. Okay. Some of the things that come to mind is with a unit this small, okay, um, your firebox is very close to the cook chamber, whatever the meat is on the cook chamber. And so it's going to cook that meat a little bit more directly than you would like. Let's just say, as an example, this cook chamber is twice the size. Came out about here. I can put my briskets down on this end. The firebox is all the way over there, so there's no direct heat. It's just indirect convection heat from the smoke. And that's essentially what you want. But with a cooker this small, sometimes you're going to get that kind of direct heat on your meat. And those flames can kind of rise up to the cook chamber. And I actually had a grease fire the other day because I hadn't cleaned this thing in a couple days. I hadn't cleaned it. There was grease that built up on the bottom of the barrel. And the fire from the firebox, since it's so close to the cook chamber, okay, those flames hit the grease and it created a grease fire in there, completely ruined one of my briskets. Now, the way to prevent that is to clean this thing out after every single cook. Okay, but if you're cooking as much as I do, sometimes that just doesn't happen. Okay. Uh, the other thing is fire management and control. Since that firebox is not insulated, a lot of higher end smokers have insulated fireboxes. Since that firebox is not insulated, it takes more wood to get to the temperature that you want. And when you have more wood, that means you have more flames. When you have more flames, it's more likely you're going to catch fire in the cook chamber. Right? So there's certain things like that you kind of have to account for and figure out exactly how to run your cooker, and that just comes after practice. Yeah, just comes after practice. But if you're just trying to get into the game, yes, I would recommend a solid, good backyard cooker. You can kind of tell, even if you're not really super educated on these things, you can kind of tell if you go into a store, good store, and you see a smoker and it's $200, and you can knock on it and you can tell it's very thin metal, it's echoing everywhere. You can kind of tell it's already rusting and it's just sitting. It's probably not going to be the one you want to get. But if you come in here and you can get something solid like this, and if you're not in Texas, if you're not in my area, you don't have access to something like this in store, order it online. Order it online and have it shipped to your house. But the welds on this thing are very good for the price. The quality of it. Every time it started to rust a little bit, I'd hit it with some pan spray. Here's a trick here. If you start getting some rust in certain places, flash rusting, then what you can do is you can heat your smoker up, throw some wood in there, some charcoal in there, get it up to cooking temperature, and then spray it with cooking spray, okay? And that heat and the cooking spray get into the metal, and it will get rid of that rust, okay? So this is what you're going to want. That's and I'm just going to show you guys. You may be able to see this. Let's see, right here. So what I'm going to do is next time after I clean this, I'm going to fire it up. I'm going to spray this whole entire thing down with pan spray, and all that rust is going to just pretty much disappear. Okay, I'm going to show you guys inside here because I don't know how well the camera picked it up from where it was at. But this is the amount of cooking space that I'm working with. Okay. Very dirty, needs cleaned. But I would say, yeah, if you're going to start a barbecue catering business, you can absolutely do it with a backyard smoker. You just need to really be picky about the one that you select to purchase, and you need to master how that smoker works before you start selling. Okay. Now, I have had some people in my videos talk about pellet smokers. Pellet smokers, that's a whole nother video for me. I'll probably do. I like traditional wood splits as far as barbecuing goes, but you can get a really good product on the pellet smoker. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on pellet smokers, and I can do that. It's not something I'm super familiar with as far as my hands on them, but I have seen a lot of content on them, and I do have an opinion about it. So if you guys want to see that, let me know down below in the comment section. But yeah, if you want to start cooking, you want to start making some money, go to Academy, go buy one of these Brazos. I think it's called Brazos, Old County or Old Country barbecue pits, and get started. But any other topics you guys want to see me make videos on, let me know down below in the comment section. I will do my best to get to them. We had an awesome live stream last night. If you want to check that out, go check that out. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.